I think as hikers, we're often attracted to superlatives. Biggest this, longest that. Well, sorry, Mount Baden Powell, which we're about to climb, rates a so-so fifth highest peak in the San Gabriel Mountains. Still, it's 9,400 feet, which is pretty respectable. So how about this? Some of the oldest living things in these mountains are on Baden Powell. Do I have your interest now? The Trailhead is located at this parking area off the Angeles Crest Highway. Directions to it are in the description. The 8-mile round trip is steep, no matter how you look at it. The stats on paper are daunting. More than 2,800 feet of elevation gained for 4 miles. Switchbacks, that standard by which we measure how high a trail climbs, go on and on and on. Some people have counted a total of 35 to 40 switchbacks. I didn't confirm the number. I had better things to do, like breathing. The trail does triple duty as a way to summit the mountain, a section of the Pacific Crest Trail, and a bit of the Silver Moccasin Trail. Unfortunately, for most of the climb, you're shaded by Jeffrey pines and firs, which makes the 700 feet gain per mile somewhat tolerable. In about a mile, you'll pass this bench, a place to rest that doesn't involve sitting on a rock or dirt. In another mile, there's this 200-yard spur trail to Lamel Spring. Presumably, you haven't finished all your water yet, so you won't need the spring, which often dries to a trickle during the summer. As you near the peak, the Pacific Crest Trail peels off to continue north. If you want to do some extra credit peak bagging, you could follow the PCT along Hawkins Ridge and tackle Mount Burnham and Throop Peak, each with their own short access trails off the main route. Not too far from the summit, you'll find these limber pines. Age, 1,200 years, give or take. Even the dead ones have managed to stick it out. Their seedlings started as far back as the year 497, and these zombie trees are still standing. And they're tough. When researchers tried to drill into them to measure the rings for their age, their tools broke. Finally, you'll reach the somewhat barren summit. So let's forget that and instead gape at the epic panoramic views from here of the San Gabriel Mountains. If you're looking for superlatives, there's 10,000-foot Mount Baldy, the highest point in Los Angeles County. Out farther is the Antelope Valley to the north. Now just below the peak, you'll find this monument to Lord Robert Baden Powell, who founded the Boy Scouts in 1931. By the way, the first recorded ascent of this peak was 2 years later. As for the Boy Scouts, they've since adopted this mountain and its trail, and I'm assuming many an Eagle badge was partially earned through some maintenance project here. The return to the trail can feel just as steep as the way up. Simply follow the same route you took to the peak, but be kind to your knees and toes. And ease up on the speed no matter how tempting it might be to run downhill. So if you like this video, then climb on top of that subscribe button. Each week I post a new hike. And in the meantime, go to the woods, no matter who you are.